All right, Randy Stepp here, the Obsessed Runner, fourth episode of the Obsessed Runner Live. Thanks for anybody who's waiting. We're a couple of minutes late due to technical problems, but you'll see that it's technically perfect now, so it's working right out. For you that have been running a long time, you might remember the late Dr. George Sheehan, a running philosopher that certainly shaped a lot of my running life. George Sheehan was a philosopher. What philosophers do is they write down stuff that we can relate to so well because it's the feelings and the things that we encounter, but they can put it into words. You know, it's very hard to put what running does for us into words, and George was able to do that. When I write my weekly motivational piece, or if I speak like today, they're my own thoughts, but like all of our thoughts, there's a lot of things that influence us throughout our lives that come into play. And Dr. George Sheehan, his words come into my mind all the time. Let's see, there's a book from 1978, Running and Being, George Sheehan stuff. I started running about that same, about 77, 76, 74, I guess. Okay, I'm old, but George Sheehan probably made me leave the path of life that I was on. I was a funeral director in a family funeral home, and I went and decided I needed to make a major change and find a way to make a living around the passion of running. I believe that midlife crisis is a real thing, and it might not happen at midlife. You're lucky if it happens maybe earlier. But if the path that you're on is giving you this crisis, that means it's time to stop and figure out what you're doing wrong. Like the quote they say that everybody dies, but not everybody lives. It's worth it to stop, look at that path, and shake it up. It's one life to live here. Play. So the value of play was something that George used to talk about a lot. And when you think about like Peter Pan, that story resonates with all of us because somehow as adults, often we think that that is something that we're supposed to shake off and get away from, this playful activities of our youth. And running really allows us to go outside and play. When I change my clothes in my car, when I head out into a rainstorm for a run, or I get up stupid early to put in a long run because something's going on like 4 in the morning and I'm going out for a run, or 11 o'clock at night. These are things that seem wrong. I mean, it seems like most adults would look at these things as something that's not correct as an adult. But so George talked about the value of play and being heroic, and somehow that all ties in. But he, I'm going to read this a little bit off of the sheet here. Our highest human need is to be a hero. And George believed our only real rivals are our youthful selves, and our most urgent struggles are with inertia and indifference. And we need to meet these struggles every day. That we have this need to be heroes. And when we're talking about heroic, these are quiet, heroic deeds that we see as heroism within ourselves. And can a 25-mile week or a long run be that important in this life that we are living? And George really lets you know that that's absolutely important. Maybe the most important thing that you are doing. This is a quote that I'm going to give Dr. Church. This is my favorite quote by George Sheehan. He talks about the marathon, but I believe it relates to any time you probably run farther than you've ever ran before, or that you overcome a struggle that you thought would be impossible for you. We run the marathon to learn our innermost self. In the marathon, we get down to bedrock. We find strength and courage we never knew we possessed. We give witness to a person we have never been before. The marathon is like religion in play. It resembles art and music. And like these similar activities, it's an area of life of tremendous importance, but with little practical value. And like these other similar activities, running a marathon might be our most important function. It helps us discover and form the self. We find who we are, where we're going, and who we might be. The marathon's a place of self-discovery. Like I say, when I read the quote or remember the quote, I realize the real importance of what we're doing when we put our feet on the road and get out the door. I'm sure that running can do more for our self-esteem and our self-concept than any psychiatrist, or can give probably as well as a good psychiatrist. So this is a valuable stuff as I kick the camera here. You hear about people talking all the time about the meaning in life. And the meaning of life might, very much a big part of it might come from our daily run. Maybe that's it. So I hope I've given you some ammunition of why you want to get off your butt and get out the door every single day the rest of your life, as long as you can. Thanks. Next weekend, there'll be a guest in here for the Obsessed Runner Live, the baby goat, my daughter Anna. And after she watches this one, because I know she's working today, we are out at the beach this morning setting up for a triathlon. Talk about playing and working. I set the swim course this morning. I know she's setting bike racks right now. And the T-Rex Triathlon Series is Wednesday night triathlons. If you've never done a triathlon, this would be a series to look at. It's sold out this year. Wednesday nights. Can you believe it? Anyway, join me here in 2 weeks on Tuesday at 3 o'clock. And tell people about the video if you like it. And, let them know they can watch it anytime, not just live on Tuesday. Thank you for listening.